But generally speaking, if you're trying to work at a big five publishing house, you're going to need 100,000 plus across your social media. So that would be a good number. If you have 10,000 Instagram publishers, that's going to make some publishers happy. Those aren't going to be publishers that move 100,000 copies of the average book. Like ultimately, I lead with numbers. I mean, if you've got big numbers, I'm going to talk about your numbers. So if you don't have big numbers, I still have to have something to talk about. And so it's just not like I can't just not talk about the numbers. So I need a plan. Like I need a marketing plan. I need to know what you're going to do. And there's nothing worse than seeing someone say, well, when I get a book contract, then I'm going to do this, which basically means you're saying I'm doing nothing until you give me money. So, or you buy my book. Agents don't like to hear that, and I know editors don't like to hear that.
A bunch of extra steps. So if I write the caption in Instagram in a way that it will make sense on Facebook and Instagram without the hashtags, basically, then when I can auto share it to Facebook, it gets posted there, and then people start commenting. So basically all I have to do is later in the day, go over to my Facebook page and start responding to the comments, start thanking people, answering questions, and I can start seeing, what they responded to. And now as I go through my author page wall now and look at my analytics, then you can see which posts did better, which posts got shared. That gives you your baseline on what content you need to keep doing.
And you can literally give away almost anything on Amazon and have people follow your author page as the requirement for running the giveaway. And the really nice thing about it is that Amazon actually runs the giveaway for you. And what happens is you can set a number. You can say my giveaway is going to be for the first person that logs in at 500. All right, so let's say my goal is to get 1,000 new followers on Amazon. I'll give away prizes at 500.
So low resolution images can often look like they're higher resolution images on a mobile device. But remember that people, even though 80% of people are going to be navigating with a smartphone, it's actually closer to 40% of people will look you up on a desktop before they look you up on a phone if you have a website. And so as a rule of thumb, what I tell designers and what I tell developers and what I tell authors is make sure that you have a minimum resolution of 1,000 pixels wide.
That's a good question, and it really depends on the project. People ask us that a lot. Beth and I teach a course on ghostwriting because at Platinum Literary, that's one of our main services is we ghostwrite for our clients. So there's different ways to handle that. The main thing is to always have a contract. The second thing is whether it's per hour or per project, or if you get royalty or don't get royalty, or if you get name credit or don't get name credit, that's all in the contract. And the way I decide that is I never give a quote till I see the work. So don't be suckered into that, because if you haven't seen the work, you don't know if it's a hot mess or if it's just what they call a gentle massaging of the text.
That your social media, your email, all of this content that we're delivering can be given and should be given before a book comes out. Because not only are you able to test the market and see how people are responding to this content, but you're also able to engage with them and interact with them. It's called integrated marketing.
One thing that I constantly talk about with people with new incoming clients is the three main essentials, the three tiers of branding. And those three tiers are as follows. They are the me, the mission, and the vision. And if you don't know who you are, then it's going to cause issues in your branding.
Let us talk about the fact Instagram is still the darling. It is still growing, and there are still lots and lots of people using it every single day. And it is a global audience, just like the others. But you do want to make sure that you know where to put your energy, right? Because if something is not growing and it's in decline, sometimes that's not the best place to go.
You can do newsletter pods and email pods. It's a thing. It's just you have to make sure the wording legally matches. So you just have to maybe change your kind of terms and conditions of your site, your privacy policy, those type of things, so that you're doing things the right way.
Ethically.
Yeah, ethically, the right way.
Legally.
So, yeah, and doing the squeeze pages and having everybody kind of come into one list is a good way too, because then you can build a combined list, but just have each other share on your list. Like for me, if I wanted to partner, do a newsletter swap with Bethany, I would take her content, her release, her information. I would just tell my people as myself. I would say, hey guys, Betsy's great. Check out this book. This is what she's doing. And then she would do the same thing for me, and that's a newsletter swap. So we're not actually swapping emails. We're just sharing each other's information as kind of a co-mutual benefit.
There are different activities that happen in the different platforms. So Twitter and Instagram, Facebook, that different activities, liking, commenting, bookmarking, retweeting, angry faces, sad faces, all of those different things. There is a lot of conversation about that right now, that there are different weights given to what kind of activity happens. And right now, commenting is the biggest one. So liking is not as weighted as far as advantageous to you as comments.
So just for that teen division, what were some things that you think right now that writers, and not necessarily focusing on what they're looking for, but what are some takeaways you got from that conversation of what writers need to be doing to attract publishers in a YA marketplace?
What I've realized, especially with Soho, but a lot of publishers who I talk to, they're really looking for a literary voice. It's really interesting because literary genre wasn't super accepted until kind of recently in publishing. I'm noticing a shift that they're really looking for that literary voice, that kind of classical feel. You can't find it in any other book. That was one thing I had picked up from that meeting. They're really looking for diversity. They really want that in YA fiction. Like, all the characters cannot be white characters. Like, you need to have a good variety in the cast. It can't just be kind of what we've been seeing a lot in YA fiction. Really want literary, really want people to kind of push the boundaries of what's been